বাড়িতে এখন কত টাকা আছে?
বাড়িতে কিচ্ছু নেই।
না
The Rangarajan panel report on poverty estimates are out, which state that 3 out of 10 people in India are poor.
To India now, where they say they have few poorer people, but the numbers don't tell the whole story.
Some estimates suggest that as many as 77% of its 1.2 billion people live below the poverty line. A United Nations study released found more people living below the poverty threshold in 8 states of India than in all of sub-Saharan Africa,
leaving tens of thousands of people with less than enough to eat for much of the year.
Drought, debt, and desperation have pushed people to extremes in this north-central Indian region.
These are the poor, the below poverty line people who are forced to manage on less than 20 cents a day.
The slum beside a canal is an example of how many citizens of the state capital, Patna, are forced to live.
people have to pay bribes for getting hold of even the simplest services that they are actually entitled.
In India, there is this feeling that corruption is pervasive in all walks of life. It could be as small as paying a traffic cop to get off a fine, to as large as government officials being bribed for large defense deals or any other lucrative contract.
Through a complex system of bureaucracy and poor management, much of this never reaches the people it was intended for.
गरीब का पैसा रहता तब ये न कराता चेकअप, जाते हैं सरकारी में तो दूसरा का भगा देता है.
Unbelievably, 2/3 of India's population scrapes by on less than $2 a day.
You can see most of the people who's working in this area, they're living here only.
Do not have electricity, tap water,
and with a majority of its population illiterate.
According to them, the new definition actually means that there are less people living in poverty in India than 20 years ago, when almost half of all Indians were living below the poverty line.
With low levels of literacy, these people are often exploited and either receive a fraction of their wages or are denied their full quota of work.
Yeah, I feel little bit of bad in my heart.
I mean, I think if an Indian were to make that movie, we would try to kind of hide certain aspects of it probably.